interests into a whole show.
Yeah, Cody's Caravan is live this morning, entering the world of podcasting. You're getting a podcast?
What?
No, I'm not getting a podcast. Brianna's already asked me. No, I'm not getting a podcast. Emilio and Brianna, we're going to talk a little bit about podcasting because one of the many things that they do here at Static. We were talking about there's so much going on here, so much creativity, and so many different ways to release that creativity. So, Brianna, tell me a little bit about your podcast because the name of it is brilliant.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brianna. I'm a human resources professional, and I actually am coming out with a podcast called Human, Not Resources.
Human, not resources. See, that's the key to a podcast. You got to come up with a very catchy title because there's a lot of podcasts out there. A lot of podcasts. So what do you talk about in the podcast?
Yeah, absolutely. So this podcast is a little bit more going beyond the job title. You know, I can talk about the compliance, the laws that are going through, but this podcast is genuinely talking about your experience as a worker. What have you experienced?
Yeah. I'm telling you, she is wise and she's got the best voice. This is going to blow up. Okay, so doing podcasting, all the different voices out there, how do you break through the noise?
Breaking through the noise, you have to find your voice, you have to find what you're interested in, and you have to be happy doing what you're doing. That's how you break through the noise.
Okay, so that was my problem with my podcast. I wasn't happy.
Right, that's exactly the problem.
You've got a whole gambit of podcasts you guys do out here.
We have music podcasts, we have internal podcasts, we have Breeze podcasts with human resources, we have paranormal podcasts, we have adult animation podcasts, and we actually just picked up one which is a tabletop RPG podcast from my friends up in Canada.
Oh, wow.
So
All out of here.
Wow. And we also offer podcast services, so anybody interested, come talk to us.
Okay. It is amazing. Like this little corner here, there's 4 music studios. You got the podcast studios. They're doing movies out of here. I mean, this is creativity central.
Oh, yes. This is community. It's being happy and a safe place. Safe place for us.
I've noticed too is like all different ages of people that are coming in here and working on all these different projects and stuff. Okay, so let's talk to HR.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Although you told me some of the topics you guys talk about on the podcast, and it's kind of fascinating.
Yeah, actually, the upcoming episode is going to be about mass layoffs.
Oh.
So I know that's a trendy topic right now. I'm not wishing anybody to get laid off, but yeah, absolutely. That's what we want to focus a lot on. Just day-to-day things that are happening to normal everyday people.
Yeah, and that's a big topic right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so if people want to find the podcast, and that's another part of the problem. There's all these different platforms and stuff, but if people want to find what you guys are doing, what do we need?
So, we are on Apple Podcasts, we are on Spotify. Find Static Studios Podcast Network.
Okay.
And that will be all our podcasts. You also can visit us at www.staticstudiosinc.com, and you can see all our podcasts there.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, coming up next, apparently there's a Cody beat that has been made. We will be listening to that. We're going to talk music, and we'll tour around the studios and stuff. Back to you guys in the studio.
Very cool stuff, Cody. Thank you very much. And I do think you could have a podcast if you so choose.
Yeah.
Cody Cast.
I've tried. Yeah.
A codcast. It's all about cod.
The codcast. Yeah, so we just talk about whitefish, flaky whitefish.
Yeah.
It's going to be a huge hit.
It's a no salmon zone. We're not talking about any of that red fish. Thank you, Cody.